Hello everyone, welcome to the video on adverbs. Adverbs we're taking from parts of speech, upon class category or content words under that nouns, verbs, adjectives, and the fourth type adverb I'm going to discuss in detail. Adverbs. Yes. So, adverbs, the definition, let us see the definition first. That is, adverbs are words that modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs in a sentence. This is something new. Or, adverbs as such, we normally talk about adverbs as modifying verbs. But an adverb can have another function of modifying an adjective or other adverbs in a sentence, and the way it functions we can understand with the following examples. Three of these sentences, if you remember, if you can remember these three sentences and the way adverbs are marked here, we will be able to get the points very clear. First sentence, let us look at the first sentence. He sang well. We can identify the subject to be he, and which is the verb sang, sing, sang, sung, V2 form. Even then, it is the main verb in the sentence. He sang well. So, as a verb, how did he sing? You get the answer here to be well. He sang well. So, definitely, you get an idea about the verb. So, it modifies a verb, and this word well in this sentence functions as the adverb. That is the normal function of a word when it functions as an adverb. That is about just about modifying a verb. Nothing more than that. But we come across certain other characteristics or other features or other functions where an adverb can qualify, or an adverb qualifying an adjective or another adverb. Those examples we have to note down in detail. Second sentence, please note down, he sang very well. Again, this is the example for an adverb functioning or an adverb qualifying another adverb. See, he sang very well. The sentence almost looks like the other one, the former one, but here there is an addition. He sang very well. In this sentence also, we can identify the main verb to be sang itself. And how did he sing? He sang well. But how? The way. Again, that well is again getting an emphasis with another word here, very. And in that case, already well is an adverb because it talks about the verb. Sang well. And again, you get an emphasis or qualification about that. That is the intensity or the way how well he sang, or how well did he sing. In that case, you get another answer, another modification with the very, the term very. In that case, he sang well is already an adverb, and you get an additional point about that adverb. So, very becomes another adverb in this sentence. So, an adverb qualifying another adverb. The third sentence you see here, his song is very good. That is the third sentence. This will get us the example for an adjective getting modified by another term and how it becomes an adverb. His song is very good. The former sentences we discussed with the certain verbs, but here we are going to talk about adjective, and definitely we have to look at the category which is immediately connected with an adjective. That is a noun. Definitely, noun and adjective, how they are connected, we already know now. So, his song is very good. In this case, in this sentence, song is the noun. So, song definitely is a noun. It's naming word. Song is a noun. His song is very good. That is the sentence you get here. His song is good. If you keep this for the timing, his song is good. You just think this sentence without the word very. His song is what kind, how you are qualifying the song with the term good. In that case, Noun is qualified and definitely this good as a term becomes or functions as an adjective in this sentence. But what happens when you add this term very there? The adjective is again getting an emphasis and it's very good. His song is very good. In that case, this adjective is again qualified by or modified by another word. And definitely, as per our definition, we can see that to be an example of or for an adjective getting qualified or an adverb qualifying an adjective. So, this is the way adverbs function we can get from these three sentences very clearly well. Verb getting qualified by a word so that it's an adverb. Here already a verb is qualified, but again an emphasis is given by another word, so adverb getting qualified by another adverb. Here last part you can see, or the third sentence, this is about a noun already qualified and there you have an adjective and the same adjective getting again get an additional detail about the adjective, how good it is, it's very good. So that is again an adverb. This is the way we can categorize adverb or the functions of adverbs in different sentences. And please note down the same term, see, very or well in this sentence is an adverb, here it is an adverb, but very here in this sentence you just see his song is very good. In one part this is just here it stands it stands alone, but here for it to become an adverb or very to become an adverb, you are that is qualifying an adverb, another adverb. In the third sentence, for this very this adverb to become to function, that word to function as an adverb, it qualifies a word called good, that is not an adverb but an adjective. So this is the way we have differences in the mode of its occurring. The functioning differences we have to note down only as per the context in which these words are referred. Okay. Now into the categorization of different adverbs. Or the adverbs, how we can categorize it. Mainly two categories. You can see it here. Simple adverbs, and the second main category is interrogative adverbs. Simple adverbs, under that category we have simple adverbs of time, of place, of number, of manner or quality, or degree or quantity, of reason, of affirmation, negation, tentativeness altogether. And in interrogative adverb, we know interrogation stands for question. So when this occur in sentences, in question sentences, we let us see how it functions. Interrogative adverbs also are subcategorized into interrogative adverbs of time, of place, of number, of manner, of quantity, and of reason. One number less from this and this. Yeah. Then first type, let us discuss the first one. First one, simple adverb of time. The after discussing all these, then we will go to the other type. Simple adverb of time. These include all adverbs that answer questions starting with the when. So here already there is a category called interrogative adverb. Then you may be confused. Why then the reference to question occurs under simple adverb category? Let us see. It's ultimately it's not a question that we are talking about, but if you point out, if you think about the answer, it's about the adverb that you get here is going to be a question referring to time. Okay, I am meeting my friend today. Just think about the answer. How will you get the answer for that? Or how will you get the answer in this way? I am meeting my friend today. In that sentence, the question must be, when am I meeting my friend? Or if another person is asking, when are you meeting your friend? In any case, when, that is the term which is definitely referring to time. But in the answer part, you get something immediately connected with the time of meeting or whichever context. As per the context you can, the verb may change, but here the reference goes to time. When am I meeting my friend? It's today. Today. So it's a simple adverb of time. You are getting an idea. This meeting is the verb in the sentence, and you get the idea. It's a connected idea about time. The time of the meeting. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, whichever it may be, that can function as the simple adverb of time. So the question is already implied inside. That's why you have a reference in the definition as such. It doesn't mean that it's an interrogative adverb, but simple adverb that answers something inherently connected with the time or immediately related with the time. That's all. Then the second type under simple adverbs of place. Yeah, these adverbs answer questions starting with the where. So, place, definitely where, that can be a word that when you ask a question starting with this WH word, you get some idea about place. See, she just went out. It's better for us to find out the term which is getting modified. So, most often in those examples, we take verbs as getting modified by different adverbs of different types. Second type, it is simple adverb of place. So, question starting with the where. Let us see. She just went out. In this sentence, if you identify the verb, it's went, go, went, gone, V2. Even though it is the second V2 form of the verb, still we know that is the verb. And where did she go? She just went out. This way, you get an idea about the place of her going. Okay. Then, third type, simple adverb of number. Number, this answer question starting with how often or in what order. How often or in what order. If you are asked questions as such, and you are referring to some actions, word, let us take verb itself as the main point of getting modified. So, I met your sister once. I met your sister once. In that sentence, if you identify the verb, that is met, meet, met, V2 form of the verb. Okay, but and how often or in what order? Once, only once the person met the sister. So I met your sister once. You're getting an idea about the number. That is how it becomes an adverb of number. I met your sister once. Definitely an action is referred and you get an additional information about the meeting. Once, twice, thrice. Whatever the number may be, the number it refers to number, and that's why it becomes the simple adverb of number. Please don't lose the connection. It is simple adverb, the third type. And next we're going to talk about the fourth type of simple adverb, the manner of the simple adverbs of manner or quality. Manner or quality. These answer questions starting with in what manner or what kind. You're doing an action and you are getting an idea about the manner or quality in which it is done or in which the action is performed. Let us see the example. My uncle was pleasantly surprised to see me. My uncle was pleasantly surprised. Already surprised can be taken as the verb here. So the subject, all those you can identify, but just think about the way he is surprised. He's pleasantly surprised. The manner in which he is surprised, or the quality of that. He's pleasantly surprised. Next, and the best example for this category may be this. The Ritu handled the situation well, which is the main verb, handled. And it is going to be qualified by the term well. Here, how did she handle the situation? Ritu handled the situation well. The way, the quality of that handling, or the manner in which she handled. You get the idea with this simple adverb of quality in this sentence. Okay, yes. Then, next, the fifth type under simple adverb of degree or quantity. Simple adverb of degree or quantity. Yeah, these answers questions starting with how much or what degree. How much or what degree. Let us see. The students were fully prepared for the examination. Students were fully prepared. So, were prepared may be taken as the way in which they are prepared and how much the degree of their preparation, the intensity, we get an idea about the way they are prepared, fully prepared. So, the term is an adverb of the degree, the quantity, the way they are fully prepared. Okay, so this is the way you get an idea about the degree of the action. Then the sixth type, simple adverbs of reason. These are adverbs that show a cause-effect relationship. You get a reason from that, a reason about the verb that you are referring. Okay, between two events. Most often it is between two events. When you talk about two events, you get an idea about the reason for one or the other, or a cause effect relationship between the one and the other. Let us take the example. The exam has already begun. Therefore, nothing can be done to postpone it. The exam has already begun. It's an action, begun. And nothing can be done to postpone it. Postponing also is an action. So, why it cannot be postponed? Because it has already begun. So therefore is a term that in this sentence functions as as an adverb of reason. The reason for the exam, that the reason why the exam cannot be postponed, it's already begun. So this verbs, these two actions, but a cause effect relationship is between them, and therefore as a term in this particular context, in this sentence, functions as the adverb of reason. Okay, and the last type under simple adverb category, simple adverb of affirmation, negation, tentativeness. Affirmation, you are affirming something. Negation, you are denying something. No, it will not. So this is the way. Tentativeness, maybe, may not be, chance, that is the, you do not have any assurance about something. So all those come under same category. You categorize it there. Otherwise, if you want, you can discuss it as simple adverb of affirmation, and after g h I j, in that way if you want you can categorize. But most often these are the similar ones are, for the sake of convenience, we put it under same category. These adverbs confirm, refute, or suggest the likelihood of an event taking place, either confirming or refuting or likelihood, suggesting the likelihood. Let us take the example in this part, actually with the parts of speech, most often taking the examples and going back to definition, as I mentioned even earlier. That will be a good idea. Our students will certainly participate in the sports. Our students will participate in the sports is enough. But what kind of an assurance is that? Will participate is the kind of verb we are trying to talk about, that action. Participate as the action. And here you are emphasizing, you are affirming that they will certainly participate. In that case, this word certainly functions as the adverb, simple adverb of affirmation. Okay, yes. And next, another example you may take here. It will probably rain tonight. It will probably rain tonight. Rain is a word, you just identify the word. Normally, if you talk about the rain, it can be a noun, but in this sentence it is again a verb also. It is raining. In that we know how rain as a term becomes or functions as a verb. That also is to be noted down. So rain, see, already it is told a word can be more than, or can be categorized under more than one type of part of speech. Either a same word can be a verb, can be a noun, can be an adjective. But that is only according to the context in which, or the sentences in which they come, we see them, we can decide whether that is a verb or an adjective or an adverb or whichever other category also will come with the parts of speech. Under that we are going to discuss another four types. And this is the way it comes to an end. It will probably rain tonight. It will rain tonight, if you say, that also is a sentence. But probably the term, that simple adverb of tentativeness, if you want, it can be taken as an example for adverb of tentativeness. Okay, negation, you can put it simply well here. But our students will not participate. No, will not. Yeah, in this sentence may not be possible, but negation, to assert negation using certain verbs also are possible. If you want, we can take the example as such. And then interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are used to ask questions. That is the difference. Simple adverbs never, they are not asking questions. They are answering certain questions which are immediately connected with the ideas, either time, place, number, manner, or quality, quantity. That's all. But in the case of interrogative adverbs, definitely they come, or we come across them in question sentences. Here, adverbs that are used to ask questions are called interrogative adverbs. So, all the sentences we are going to take as the example here will be question sentence, interrogative sentences. We'll come across the different types of sentences later. But even before that, we can at least identify a sentence of that kind with the question mark at the end of that. Okay. Then, first type it is interrogative adverb of time. When will your class begin? When will your class begin? If you're asked such a question, you will definitely talk about, or will definitely answer about a time. In the morning, or at a particular time you refer to, but whatever it may be, the answer will be about the idea about time. So when will your class begin? When functions as a simple interrogative adverb of time here. Second example, how long will it last? Even then you can get a notion about the time, how long. Even then that how long also can be taken in that way as an adverb of time, interrogative adverb of time. Then second type, interrogative adverb of place. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? You definitely talk about a place from which you're coming from. So, where as a term here functions as an adverb, which is an interrogative adverb of place. In this sentence, you cannot always say that where is an adverb, or which when is an adverb. No. Only per the sentence. As per the sentence, you can decide whether this is an adverb or an adjective, whatever it may be. Okay, yes. Then this third type, interrogative adverbs of number. Of number, you see here, how many guests do you expect? Definitely, you give a particular number. That is 10, 20, 30. So, how many? That particular add with this functions as that functions as an interrogative adverb of number, because you are going to, for this question, you are going to get the answer in the mode of number. Okay. Then the fourth type, interrogative adverbs of manner. Then you get the question here like, how do you bake a cake? The manner you are going to get as the answer. How do you? So that becomes the interrogative adverb of manner. The way in which you bake the cake. That's what you are going to get the that you will get the idea about baking a cake. So all these are verbs. That's why these are called adverbs. See, begin, come, expect, bake. All these are verbs. And you are asked a question about the verb itself. Bake. How do you bake? How many guests do you expect? So this is the way we have to think back about the basics of adverb, and then about the difference in function, like manner, number, time, talking about place, talking about time, talking about number. Now it is about manner. And now the fifth type of interrogative adverb, how much milk should I buy? How much milk should I buy? You're going to talk about a quantity. See, by that's not needed. That capital is not needed. Sorry. How much milk should I buy? So you will definitely talk about the quantity. 1 liter, 2 liters, whatever it may be, you will talk about the quantity that you are expected to buy. Okay, so in that way, so buy is the verb here, and this how much will or in this sentence functions as the interrogative adverb of quantity. The last type under interrogative adverb, it's interrogative adverbs of reason. Definitely, why is a why. When you see why in a sentence, you are talking about reasons. Why do you want to meet the teacher? Why do you want to meet the teacher? In this sentence, two main verbs you can see. If you isolate it out of the context of the sentence, you can see two main verbs. Why do you want meet? Again, do also. Three main verbs. But here we are keeping away all those, and we are talking about the way a reason, adverb of reason. How can we find out from the main verb, and which main verb actually contributes for it to be an adverb of reason? Let us see. Why do you want to meet the teacher? In that case, why do you want to meet the teacher? The reason for meeting. So, meet the teacher. Why do you want? Want. Why? You can connect that verb to the reason. The reason. Want. Why do you want to meet the teacher is another. But the want, the need, that is what you are asking, and reason, how it becomes, it will point out the reason for this meeting. So definitely want can be taken as the verb here, which is qualified or which is given an idea by the simple interrogative adverb of reason. Okay, yes. So that's all with the different types, categories of adverbs. And another point, another basic idea, not at an elaborative way we have to, but adverbs. See, we have already seen the way adjectives, the degrees of comparison. In the same way, adverbs also can be used for comparison. Like adjectives, adverbs can also be used in various degrees, like positive, comparative, and superlative. Fast, faster, fastest, fastest running, faster than certain animals. We talk about the speed of their running. Slow, slower, slowest. All these you can talk about the certain actions like writing, talking, running, and you can use these, place these in various contexts and use in the degree, in the way we use the adjectives in different degrees of comparison. So that's all with the adverbs. So once again, going back to the basics, before closing the whole discussion on open class or content type category parts of speech under that nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. With this video, we have finished. We are finishing off the discussion on open class, all the open class category or the content words. Then next we will move to the closed class types and the various categories under the same. Thank you so much for listening.